Right. Let's take it seriously now, yeah?
Go on then.
Okay. Hello and welcome to This Could Start an Argument with me, Matty Hill.
And me, Sophie May.
Oh, you're going with Sophie May, are you? Wasn't sure if you were going to go with Sophie May or Sophie Plant.
Well, if you ever propose to me... No, I'm kidding. Well, May is my business name, isn't it? Sophie May. Yeah. May is my middle name. Plant is my surname. So, fine. Full shebang. No, Sophie May Plant. There we go.
I also love the fact that within less than 30 seconds of starting this, our first ever couples podcast, the first ever episode, within 30 seconds you've mentioned marriage. Well, if you take my surname, if we get married.
Yeah.
No wonder it's called This Could Lead to Divorce. It's gotta have
we're not even married.
Jump the gun. This could lead to an argument. This could start an argument. That's what we're going with, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but well, it is one of those things that you have to think about, because you don't have to think about that unless most men don't change their name. It's always the woman that usually has to change their name in marriage. So that's why I use May. And then also people, because I'm vegan, loads of people thought that I'd actually made my surname up. But it is actually Sophie Plant. That is my name.
I actually, when I first met you, I actually thought that because you had put that you were vegan in your profile, I actually just thought that Plant was some vegan thing.
And
I actually didn't realise that was your name.
You still hit on me.
I know.
So you can't moan that you never knew I was vegan.
No. This is a great bingo game for people, isn't it? Within the first couple of minutes, you've already said that. You've already mentioned that you're a vegan. What else? Go on. What else do we need to mention?
Rude. You don't mind that I'm vegan.
I don't mind that you're vegan. No. Oh well. It's too late now, isn't it? I've committed now.
Have we been together 4.5 years?
4.5 years, nearly
4.5 years.
Nearly 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess if you count that. That's a good actual way we could start this, isn't it? By how we actually met. People probably don't know how we met. Which is nearly 5 years that we met. We met in end of January in 2021.
Yeah, it's well remembered.
And
bonus points.
We went through a period of where we were rejecting each other. You've
got to start from the beginning. So I had got back from Bali, living in Bali for 6 months. I was living with my dad and my nana at the time. And nana is a Stoke thing, apparently.
How did you know I was going to jump on the fact that you're saying nana?
Knew by
as if it's got an R in it at the end.
No, but that is how we say it in Stoke. Sadly, she's passed away. But at the time, I was...
Bring the mood down.
She's probably watching over us, like, wooing us on. She'd love this. Anyway, stop interrupting me. This is why. So I moved from Stoke to Manchester, which I'd always wanted to do, but I was going to bring my ex.
I already knew. Part of me was going to jump in and say you're following your ex, weren't you?
No, I was not. I actually wasn't.
Coincidentally, her ex moved to Manchester not long before.
No, when we were together, he lived in Manchester for the whole time.
And you decided to move to a suburb that was a matter of minutes away from where he lived.
I actually chose Chorlton because 1, we'd never been there, and 2, it's more spiritual, yoga, wellness. My friend Rose, who we both know, she actually recommended it, and I went to have a look round with her, and I fell in love with it and moved. And I've actually never bumped into my ex the whole time, so yeah. Anyway, back to the point. So I moved from Manchester from Stoke to Manchester, particularly to Chorlton. But before I moved to Chorlton, I was on the dating apps. And I knew that I was moving to Chorlton, but I didn't know whereabouts. So you can carry on from here, because this is the part that you love to tell everyone.
What, my opening line?
Yeah.
It was quite good, wasn't it? So you put your location as... You know what? So we met on Hinge, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you'd put your location on Hinge as Chorlton Park, but like the actual park in Chorlton Park. So I... trying to stand out in a crowd on Hinge, slid into the whole like the messages with because at the time there were travellers on Chorlton Park, and I was like, which caravan are you in?
No, you said which tent.
Or which tent are you in? Oh God, I can't remember my own mind. Which tent are you in? Yeah, and obviously
it was good because it made me laugh because I didn't actually realise where I'd put the pin. I just knew, right, I'll be round about that area. That's the centre of Chorlton. I didn't realise it had got in the park. So when you said it, I was a bit confused, and then I looked, and yeah. And you did stand out because, to be honest, people on Hinge would just be like, hi, how are you? And it's just, where'd you go from that?
There's
so
probably 99 of my previous messages to other people.
well, I must have.
1 in 100 was quite witty, and there you go. It worked.
Well, it worked. It did work, and yeah. So you weren't my usual type.
No, I've seen your ex. Yeah.
Well, he wasn't my usual type either, to be fair. But when I say usual type, I guess we're going for look. So I would have been tanned, dark, or like. And you were in your pictures. You were white, pasty white, blonde, blue eyes. Although your hair's gone a little bit more brown now.
Yeah, less wrinkles as well.
Yeah.
Less tired looking, probably.
No, well, you were young back then. Although you did use quite an old photo. One of the photos you didn't look like you, because it was from Australia, wasn't it?
Oh, it could have been. Actually, no. I think it was from a night out when I was at uni.
Exactly, a long time ago.
So a real baby
so
face
it was,
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
catfishing. But the rest you looked like. But anyway, so we chose. That's how we met. We chose to meet up.
It was lockdown, wasn't it?
It was lockdown.
Yeah, COVID times.
Yeah, so I didn't know anybody in Chorlton or around that area other than my friend Rose, who was about half an hour away. So I didn't know anybody. So we actually really got on over message, and we said that we hope we stay friends even if we don't kind of see anything, because we were getting on so well, and because I didn't know anyone in the area.
Yeah.
And you just moved back, right, from
So I'd been
Australia.
back about 6 months, probably. I think I came back in June 2019. So yeah, I'd been back about 6 months.
From living in Australia for 5 years.
No, I hadn't.
No,
that's not right. That math ain't mathing. We met in 2021. I came back in 2019. So we'd gone through. I'd been back. I was at my mum and dad's still because I couldn't move anywhere because of COVID, and that obviously wasn't working because of COVID as well. So
you moved back in 2019 from living in Australia for 5 years.
Yeah, I'd lived in Australia for 5 years or so. Around that. I moved back in June 2019, started working, and then I actually went back for a holiday in March 2020 when COVID hit. I landed in Australia just as the UK went into lockdown, and then I actually got stuck there. So I was there for...
Worst places to be stuck.
Yeah, but they were locked down as well, but I was stuck there. I was supposed to be gone away for 2-3 weeks, and I was there for, I think, nearly 3 months.
You would have loved that because you were trying to stay in Australia anyway, but then you couldn't get sponsorship.
Yeah, but going back to like how we met and stuff. So yeah, I was still living at my mum and dad's, and hadn't been able to move anywhere because of COVID. Hadn't been able to work either because we couldn't work because we were locked down. So I was on furlough, so not really bringing in any money either. And then so we met and we went on. Our first date was a walk, wasn't it?
Yeah, because coffee shops weren't open.
Yeah, so we walked
around. You even made me bring my own coffee from home rather than you bringing one.
By the time I'd have walked from mine to yours, it would have been cold.
And what time did you make us meet, and you wouldn't let me meet you any other time?
This
should have been a huge red flag.
So I actually think this is really clever and sensible from my part, and I'll tell you why. So I wanted to meet you early because I wanted to see what you were like the natural you, not
without makeup.
Without makeup.
That's so superficial.
No, I actually think it's the opposite
You
of
should.
superficial.
It shouldn't matter what I look like.
Everyone says that, but they don't mean it. But I think it's not superficial because I wanted to see the real you, what you look like, because we know that people can completely change their appearance with makeup, and I'm not here to say whether that's a good or bad thing. I really don't care, each to their own. But all I'm saying is I had been on dates where the person who I'd gone on the date with looked completely different in person to their picture. Like it was almost,
you,
no, but
with your photo
you can still,
from uni.
No,
So
because you can still see that that's me. I might look a little bit
about
older.
10 years prior.
I might look a little bit older, but it didn't completely change how I looked. Not really. You can see pictures of me, and you can see that it's the same person. I'm meaning that women with makeup have the ability to completely transform how they look. And again, that I don't care
It
whether
enhances.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, I wanted to see what you looked like, the real you.
Yeah, and
not
what
a
have you
made-up
said the
version of
time that you said?
7:00 in the morning.
Still can't believe I got up at that time.
Boy,
Lockdown when no one.
So-
Did I have a job at that time?
No,
or
but-
it was.
oh, maybe
No,
you
I
did.
did, I
You were
did.
doing that. I don't know. You were doing the one where you lost the kid.
Oh, shut up.
Um,
That's another podcast. Working in the kids' home.
she
No,
lost
that
the kid.
was. I didn't lose.
You have
a
to
kid,
stick around
he
for the
ran
next
away.
episode to talk. We'll talk about that in the next episode. That's the carrot to get people to stay. No. So it's 7:00. Right. Yeah.
So 7 a.m. and for some reason, stupidly, I agreed, and you said. I said, can't we go a bit later? And you said, no, that's the time that you do your daily walk, which was a lie. And we went on a big long walk at 7 a.m.
No, not really. It wasn't a lie.
7 a.m.
It wasn't a lie. I did get up because
And it was freezing. It was December? No, January.
Just gotten into a
February.
routine. No, yeah, like end of January, beginning of February. I think it was it later than 7 a.m?
No, it was 7 a.m. I remember.
It wasn't dark outside.
It
though.
was.
I'd gotten into a routine of getting up and getting out early, and that's kind of how I coped with...
Yeah, but I love that you, in the very first date, it was on your terms, your time, to see that I didn't wear makeup. I mean, I didn't wear any makeup because who can be bothered to put makeup on before 7 a.m? But I totally could have worn makeup.
Yeah,
and
you
then
could
that would have broken your plan.
Well, I would have just organised the next one at 6. No.
Anyway, so we met up, we went on the date, we went on the walk.
Yeah.
Did we have a kiss at the end? I think we did, very awkwardly.
Yeah.
And then it was just awkward. And then I messaged to say I had a great time, but I wasn't feeling it that way. However, I'd love to meet again because I genuinely have no friends. And I really saw you as a friend. And then you said you'd have to think about it. I think you were pretending. And then the next day you were like, yeah, let's do it. Is how I remember it.
I don't remember it that way, but maybe that's right.
How do you remember it?
I thought that I agreed with you and then said, yeah,
no, I think you played a little bit hard to get.
Maybe I did. But anyway.
But you said, oh yeah, I feel the same way. I think I didn't feel it. I think we should just be friends. But you lied.
We rejected each other.
No, I rejected you, and you've even told me that you only said no because I said no.
I think I was saying that to make you feel better.
No. Anyway, the next part is, so then we meet up, don't we, as friends.
We basically met up every day to go for a walk. Didn't we?
For 3 months.
A long time. Yeah. And meanwhile, at various points,
and then
you were going on
parts
dates with other
started.
people.
So were you. So our first date was a walk at 7 a.m. with no food or drink because there was no takeaways and you didn't even bring any from home. Then we were meeting up as friends, going for a walk every day, and things were starting to slowly open. in them 3 months, I'm going on dates, but you've also gone on a date with somebody who who you didn't even like. You didn't even like the first date, and you paid and treated her to food and a drink. That's more than I ever got.
We weren't dating at that point though.
Oh, was that before? No, it can't have been.
No.
That was during when we were friends.
Yeah, no, it was, but that was way. That was when everything had opened up again.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Within that 3 months,
and
I
then
was dating people and you were dating people.
I dated one person. Anyway, it was. I wouldn't even say dated. It was an absolute shambles. And I actually,
I remember you coming off that date.
I paid
fuming.
You say I paid for the food and
you were
drink.
forced to.
I kind of got shafted there. Like, she saw me coming from a mile off and took the food and drink, and yeah, it was strange. That was a strange date. It kind of put me off dating a bit, actually. Just that was just, yeah. And again, see, this is the thing. This is where I had it right with going on early morning date with you, because this is another person who didn't. That wouldn't work now.
If we weren't together and someone said, "Do you want to go on a 7 a.m. walk?" and didn't get me anything, I'd be like, no. But you were very lucky because it was lockdown. And there wasn't a lot of options.
There wasn't a lot of
and
options.
I didn't know anybody in Manchester, so, and everybody else was just really boring, saying hi, how are you? And yeah, and you've got to grab someone in that first time you speak. You've got to be interesting.
You do. I agree. Evidently, we were for each other, because otherwise we stuck around.
Yeah, well, then we carried on meeting, dated other people. Then we were like on our dates, kind of flirting, and then it got to my birthday, didn't it? We were still in lockdown, but
no, I think everything was open, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you had to do that 2 meters, sit 2 meters apart or whatever it was, I think. And so the only people that I knew were, because I was in a house share, so it was my housemates and you and Rose, who I'd already known in Manchester. And we went for a meal and drinks, didn't we, on my birthday? And that was the first time that you were meeting all of them. And I think I'd said to Rose that I'd friend zoned you, and then she was saying, and it's actually thanks to Rose and my housemates, that I was already kind of thinking, oh, do you know, I'm not sure if I have that, like, do you know that, it sounds really mean, but that lust within the first... Don't look at me like that. Like, I fancied you, like, you were good looking, but you weren't my type, and I think that's what a lot of people talk about, and it was like, could I get over that? But then because we'd met, like, every day for a walk, and we were so honest and vulnerable with each other, and we'd made a proper friendship, like, I would have considered you my best friend at that point. I don't know if I know it had only been 3 months, but, like, we met every day. Like, I spoke to you more than I spoke to Rose, who's also my best friend. Yeah. So...
But we spent a lot of time.
We spent a lot of time together. And it just accumulated,
and like, the relationship just grew. I actually think it's quite... Like, looking back on it now, obviously it's now been, like, nearly 5 years, but I actually think that having that friendship at the start is such a good foundation for a relationship.
Yeah, it's actually... Although it's a weird way to start, I think... that gave us such a good foundation to help us overcome so many, you know, you get so many ups and downs in relationships. I think it's really helped us to navigate the downs because we've got that solid friendship first. And we really understand each other because we'd literally... I know you'd only dated one person, but through my dating, I'd been talking to you about the guys that I'd been dating and, you know, and all the, you know, if ever I felt insecure or why weren't they messaging, or... as well as, like, the highs as well. So it's a bit weird because you heard all of that, like the really nitty gritty details. But that, we've always been so open and honest with each other. Like, I don't think there's anything you don't know about me. No,
but I also think that part of that had to happen for me anyway. I think building that relationship with you, then changing mentally where I was at, because when we first met, I didn't know what I wanted, like part of me wanted to move abroad still. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to go back to Australia. I kind of wouldn't say I regret. I wouldn't say I regret leaving, but I
Well,
kind
you
of
did
missed.
regret leaving because you wanted to stay, but I was
Well,
the same.
I did want to stay, but
I
I
didn't
want
want
to
to go
stay
back
doing.
to Australia, but well, actually, I wouldn't have minded, but I wanted to go and travel again because I'd just got back
Yeah.
the year before. No, yeah, the year before, living in Bali during lockdown.
But I see, I wanted to go back, but I don't. The reason I say I don't regret leaving was because I was always adamant. I was like, right, there's a certain way I want to live. Like, there's a certain job I want to do.
And you wouldn't have met me.
Exactly. So I was like, I didn't regret leaving, but at the time when we first met, there was a part of me that was just like, I don't know whether or not I'm going to try and go back. I don't know whether I'm going to, I don't know what avenue I'm going down.
And your only option was to move back to Australia, was to meet an Aussie.
Yeah, it was. But also it wasn't just that, because most of my friends were living in London as well. So there was part of me is like, right, well, do I stay in Manchester where I don't really have any friends in Manchester? I didn't have anybody in Manchester. Everyone had either gone somewhere else or
You're from Manchester originally, though.
Yeah,
but a lot of your friends from younger moved away.
Yeah, pretty much everyone that I was close with.
Lost touch with.
Yeah, but everyone who was close with didn't live in Manchester at that point. So it's either.
Well, I didn't know anyone.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that for me, when I first met you, there was in my headspace was, I don't know whether I want to stay here. I don't know whether I want to go somewhere else. I also don't know whether I want to get into a relationship. And there's also, I knew as well that there was so many issues that I was working with within myself. I was like, I don't know whether a relationship's right for me.
Yeah, we both were like...
The long and short of it is we ended up together, and here we are 5 years later doing a podcast.
You've missed the best part. So on my birthday, we'd gone out for that meal and drinks. My housemate had offered you a key. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, she did, yeah.
A key to the house, and I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Yeah.
But they all loved you. The same person that offered you the key was on about how handsome you were, and then just how nice you were, and how much they were like, why aren't you together, to me. I don't know what they said to you. And then it really,
asked
like,
me if I was still single.
So I was still thinking about it, and then that kind of solidified it. And Rose's her saying that she thinks you're the one for me really kind of solidified it.
Yeah.
And then I think I hinted at that I wanted to try again, and then you asked me out. But I did say, although you asked me out on my birthday, we've never had an anniversary because it's on my birthday and you can't take away from that. So we've just never celebrated it.
No, but I also think that...
But then I guess...
I think anniversaries... I don't know, I might be wrong.
People do have anniversaries,
no,
but then when
do.
you get married, then you change the anniversary date to that. But we also have spoke about marriage, and we're not sure it's something...
I think that's an entirely different podcast.
Yeah, well, that can move.
Because that's a complex issue, right?
That is a complex issue. And
I think there's so many different...
We've lived together from a year on. From a year on, you moved into the house share with me, so. Which was a bit crazy.
Just over a year. It was just over a year, wasn't it? I lived in town for about 12 months, maybe a bit longer than 12 months, and then we moved in together.
With your sugar daddy.
We
Matty's
for tax
best
purposes,
friend.
I lived with mum and dad.
Matty's best friend. How old is he?
Oh, don't ask me that. 55.
Oh, he's gonna hate you. Amazing, fabulous, a gay man in his 50s, got a really good job, amazing apartment, and you moved in with him, which I was a bit worried about at first.
Well, and
but then
everyone
and
said
he'd
that.
take you out for food, and he was basically your sugar daddy. But no, you're like best friends.
Yeah,
and then you moved in.
But he was my client
had to leave
first.
him.
He was my client first, and we then built that relationship. And then through lockdown, we were each other's...
You get a lot of gifts off your clients. You've got another sugar daddy now. You got your... What's it called?
I am just...
what's it called? The coat.
Oh, the D-robe.
Yeah. You're a dry robe.
Yeah.
Don't think you're allowed to swear. Dry robe, W.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know where you were going with that then. Yeah. Anyway,
So that's how we met.
That's how we met.
And so we've thought of starting this podcast because we are, I know everybody says it, but we literally are best friends, and we're best friends before we went out. So yeah, it's honest, it's brutal, and we're here to just be real about our relationship.
Could start an argument. Probably already has. And we are also both self-employed. We both do similar things we're both NLP coaches. We've done retreats together, and we thought, why not start a podcast, as we're looking to work together again, aren't we? We've not done a retreat together in a while. But we're looking at how we can combine forces, because there's so much time within my business and your business where we can actually, like, in the day, we're filming this at 4? We started at 3ish. Yeah.
So not many couples have that so much time together, which we have, which I'm so pleased about. And we co-work together, we work on our laptops together. And you helped me a lot in my business. And
Chief cacao maker, some might say.
Chief cacao maker. You helped me with all the back technology. Matty, I would not be able to start a podcast without Matty, because I don't know how all the tech stuff works. Yeah. But then I'm like a lot of the creative ideas, I would say.
I think it's good. We've got a good blend.
We have got a good mix. So yeah, this is our first podcast. Thought we'd tell you how we met, why we're starting a podcast, to be real, because we spend so much time together, why not let the listeners listen? And also, we actually put it on our polls, didn't we, on our stories, and quite a few people actually wanted to hear a podcast by us, which I was surprised at. So I thought, why not?
I think like, obviously this is like an introductory podcast, but there are some really good topics, like when we say talking about marriage and stuff like that. It's quite a meaty topic, actually. I like having those kind of conversations.
Yeah, like I'm 31, you're 32, 33 in a week.
Yeah.
And we haven't got kids. We're not sure if we want kids. We're not married, and we're not sure if we want to get married. So it's a very different way of thinking about things.
It's very not the stereotypical blueprint of life, is it? It's like...
And we're both self-employed and kind of changing the directions in our business again in our 30s, which isn't always done. So yeah, and we're renting at the moment. That's another huge topic. We're looking to move next year if we can, or maybe we even move abroad, who knows. So we're here to bring like a fresh spin on things, but also just to be real and genuine. Like, I'd say one of the top qualities of each of us is people say how genuine and open and honest we are. So yeah, that's why we thought we'd start a podcast. So hopefully you get some gold from it. Hopefully it resonates and makes you feel not so alone, especially as sometimes we feel like we're behind. And on one way we feel like we're not. I guess that's with everyone. And then on the other hand, we're like, oh my God, we're in our 30s. What are we doing?
Yeah. Like mini little existential crisis.
Yeah, that we have nearly every day. No.
Yeah.
And then also mindset and all the things, like we cover mindset to personal training, to self-development, to yoga, to Reiki, to spiritual, to living together. We're covering a lot. And if there's anything that you particularly want to hear us talk about, reach out.
Do you know what I also think would be really good?
What?
If I was thinking about this before, I was like, what would be a nice little way to end each future episode? And it'd be like, either something that has annoyed the other person that we haven't said that it could share. I think that might be funny. But also, like,
Go on then. What, I feel like you've got something to share. The fact. Oh, just let's share something we don't like about the other person.
Not that we don't
Go
like,
on then.
but something that's annoyed us. Something
Go on
that's
then.
annoyed.
What have I annoyed you?
You haven't annoyed me at all today. No.
You've annoyed me.
But oh, go on, share.
So, okay, my little share of you've annoyed me. Why don't we do something you've annoyed, but then also something I'm grateful for or happy that you've done today? So let's just do it from today.
Okay.
So today we've put up our Christmas tree.
Oh, I know where this is going.
And so Matty loves to moan, but then he'll change his mind and get really into the mood. So I was like, oh, can we put the Christmas tree up today? And he's like, oh, da-da-da, is moaning. And then whilst I'm getting ready, I come in and he's already started putting the lights up without me and not waited for me. But then he's also moaning of how hard and that he's all tangled up in the tree and the lights. It's like, I've said I want to do it. Why not just wait? And it just made me laugh because you were moaning. And then when you have time to kind of think about it, you're like, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. And then you just get started. But that's just something small. But yeah, the moaning part, because just enjoy it. It's Christmas and it only happens once a year. But what I'm grateful for is you bought me a coffee today. We went for a walk around Tatton Park, which is our daily walk. And yeah, just getting to spend time with you, actually like just talking about ideas. And I'm grateful for finally starting this podcast, as we have been speaking about this for a long time and we've finally done it. So I'm proud of us.
Yeah, I'm proud of us. Genuinely hope you haven't annoyed me today. So, I could talk about something that you annoyed me with the last few days, if you like.
Go on then. Be careful what you say.
So, we will come on to this, no doubt, in another podcast, in another episode, when we navigate the fact that Sophie has ADHD. But
oh, you're the first to drop it in.
Well,
Inattentive ADHD.
Yeah.
Which I got diagnosed with when?
Recently,
I can't even remember. Last month?
Yeah, last month.
At 31, I've been diagnosed, which is crazy to me. But yeah, we'll talk about that next podcast. So go on, what's annoyed you about that?
Just leaving everything all over the place.
Yeah.
Like your ASOS, you can't see it, thankfully, because of the position of the camera. But the ASOS.
To be fair, I only opened that yesterday.
And it's 24 hours later, it's still over the floor in the middle of the land.
Yes, but we've also
So that's the only thing. That's the only thing.
Okay, I'll let you have that one. I'll let you have that one.
But actually,
and a grateful one now.
Well, I'm grateful that I'm able to spend the day with you and do things like this.
That's you just copying me. You got to think of something else.
Oh, well,
or something nice about me.
And that's the end of today's
show.
I can't think. The fact that we've spent the day together, genuinely, I'm grateful for, because I sometimes overlook
I'll let you off, but
I think that
next time think of something even better.
That's something that's really special. But before we went into that little whole thing, the other thing I thought of that might be fun, that would be good, would be if people who listen send us in a question.
I already said that. Kind of, not in that way. But yeah, send us in a question and then we're going to finish now because I'm really hungry.
Yeah, we'll finish now. We'll finish now. Thanks very much
you for listening.
If you made it this far, thanks.
And well done.
Yeah.